changed on the daycare front in our city. For years, parents dealt with long wait lists.
Tonight, a different kind of crisis. Many Calgary daycares are feeling the effects of the struggling economy with lots of openings. Jill Croteau is working on this story, and Jill, daycares are making tough business decisions.
Yeah, you bet. This truly is an unprecedented time for child care providers in this city. Many have reported staff layoffs, but even that isn't enough for them to break even. A growing number are struggling, and say vacancies are at an all-time high.
It's a space creativity is inspired, where kids are encouraged to paint outside the lines, a philosophy they've adopted from a business perspective too. They've had to be inventive at a time where the usual way of operating just won't do.
We were full with a wait list, and all of a sudden September came along and the wait list is gone and spots are available, and the response we're getting from any of our advertising or our cry out to the community around us for help is just not there. It's completely dried up.
It's about as desperate as it's ever been for this daycare. Keeping
my doors open, I definitely am worried. I don't have the corporation backing me to be able to ride the wave very long. We are a family-run business, and you know, we hope for the best and continue to try that way, but there's only so long that I can keep it going.
It's residue from the slumping economy that isn't unique to this facility. Others report a similar outlook. Our wait list is shorter, and parents seem to be touring more programs before making their decision, suggesting parents aren't pushed with the urgency to settle for childcare. And even the biggest childcare provider in the city is feeling it too. Out of 350 spots, only half are filled.
Some parents were changing their circumstances, whether that was because one parent was potentially not working, or they were transferred with their position, or just the circumstances that are happening. We are not immune to that, obviously.
While optimists suggest this situation has created more options for parents, with the threat of closures looming, that abundance of choice, quite frankly, may not be there when the economy rebounds.
Now, many of the daycares also report for the first time they are offering more flexible options like part-time care. But despite that, according to the providers, parents looking to tighten their household budgets are either staying at home themselves with their children or opting for day homes, which can, for the most part, be a more affordable option.
To politics now. The Liberal government is calling it a historic expansion of childcare in Ontario. Yesterday's throne speech pledged to invest billions of dollars and to create 100,000 new daycare spots. That's over the next 5 years. While it has parents and childcare workers cautiously optimistic.
Happy. I would never criticize money coming into the system, but leery at the same time.
And this one does pop, but these one pop.
Absolutely looking at keeping parent fees down. I mean, that keeps us full. If parents can afford to come here, we're not going to have empty spaces. I know of a lot of centres in Toronto that do have empty spaces, and it's parents can't afford the fee. So 100,000 new spaces sounds great, but is any money going to be going into the municipal subsidized system that's going to allow parents to access those spaces?
I'm here part-time, just 2 days a week, so while I'm job seeking, it's all I could really afford at the moment. You know, it would cost me almost the same in rent as it would to have her here full-time for the month. So while I'm still seeking employment, then it's just part-time. I've applied for the city's subsidy, but I'm on the waiting list.
It was Miss Nielsen!
And of course, staff wages is always a critical issue. The provincial government's $2 an hour wage subsidy that they just recently had was fantastic, because it helped bring us closer to being on par with ECs that we lost to the school age system with full day kindergarten. Again, that goes into 100,000 new spaces. Who's going to work there? It's like, if you can't afford the same wages that they're getting in the schools, that again, parent fees. Overall, there's just so many questions.
No matter where you go in Canada, childcare is expensive. And unlike post-secondary, you don't get time to save for it. Toronto has the dubious honor of being the priciest place for childcare. Its average monthly fees will set you back more than 20 grand a year. You can buy a brand new car for that money. The only university programs to cost more than daycare are dentistry and medicine, except in Newfoundland. You can get 3 years of med school there for the price of 1 year of supervised nap time. Quebec's low tuition and childcare rates make it the cheapest spot in the country by far. But just like anywhere else, good luck finding a space. For more, go to globalnews.ca. I'm Trish Kazika.